All right, folks, we're back to the North American Corporate Chess League, Season 5. Now it's rounds 7 and 8. Currently, I have 4 to 6, which I think places me. Yeah, here, let's put this so you guys can see it. 96th. Have wins against. My best win is against the guy rated 111th, and I've lost to the people rated 20th and 21st, both of whom have 5 out of 6, which is only 26 people out of this 500 and something thing, and only one person has a perfect score, that being GM Andrew Tang, better known as Penguin Chess. It looks like, and here again, let me try and make sure this is visible for you guys. It looks like pairings are up, and indeed they are. And let's see who this person is. I'm playing white against William Brown, rated 1300, so this should be tough but not impossible for me, and I do get to play white. And so our opponent should show up at some point, but we're an E4 player, so we can just do that and then wait for our opponent, and it'll ping at us. Ah, there's the Sicilian. All right, time to get started. They put some nice stuff in the chat on the left. Come on, let's play a Smith-Morra. I played a beautiful Smith-Morra earlier today. Somebody set up the chessboards at lunch. Come on, take. Take. If you don't take, I'm playing here. I'm coming for that pawn. But this pawn being on c3 is super annoying. Oh, we get it. Okay. So we're expecting to see something like that. I think we probably just develop normally. And if the knight ever comes out, we can always play here. In fact, we play here. We can always play here if we need to and sort of just jam ourselves on e5. Our opponent's going to have to play a cramped position. This knight not being out is a little bit weird. So we play there, he plays there, and I play there, and then he gets to get castled. So if I go here, then he's got to play something like this and develop this way, which allows us to like pin and get things awkward. We have plenty of time. I played some quick games earlier today, so I'm not exactly in the proper mindset there. So yeah, if we play here, there's only one attacker. Do I have anything else? Like here, maybe? No, then he just wants to play here, and I guess I could play something like this, but that doesn't really feel like it's doing the right thing there. Yeah, I think we are going to go ahead and play e5, just to prevent this from happening. If we see something like f6, we can always just take. If we get rid of the f-pawn for our opponents, all the better. Stuff like this check, we probably have to be careful about. In fact, that's not a check right now, but it does double attack this pawn, but then we can get behind it, and things are okay. Yeah, so now it's double attacked. Probably should have thought a little bit longer there, but that's okay. We do have the opportunity to play bishop f4 here. We also have the opportunity to play here, and then if takes, bishop takes, then we can go here. But no, let's play bishop f4, which should be fine. We're down a pawn, but that is okay. Nice and slow. Now we just need our bishop on c4, and life will be all right. I have to remember the weak d4 square is the rough thing for us here. So doesn't that allow us to just like jump our knight in? Like here, here, here with check. He has to just walk his king away. That doesn't seem particularly good for our opponent. I think I'm happy to go for that. It would be nice to be castled, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and... I can't afford to do this any less expeditiously than I presently am. Okay. Saw this check. This was defending the check, so I guess we just go back. Yeah, we go. So here, loses a knight. Here, loses a knight. Here, loses a knight. So I think we just go back with the knight. Yeah, that's fine. That freaked me out for a second, but we're actually okay. Now we did allow our opponent to develop their queen with tempo, but meh. And I guess they can take this pawn if they'd like. Which they do not, so I think we do something like this. Our opponent castles, we castle, and then we just play like normal. We have to defend this pawn, but at that point we can do something like this if we need to. This pawn's still backwards. Yeah, there's still play here. Oh, also our bishop was defending this knight. We didn't have to go back. We could have just played bishop here. Oh man, that would have been way better because then we get our knight still in here. Oh, that was a goof. Yeah. Here. This check, we should have just played bishop here. Sacrificed this pawn and gone in here. Oh, mistakes. Knight takes. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen takes. I think we can just castle here. Down 2 pawns, but way easier to develop our rooks expeditiously. Yeah, I think I'm just going to castle. This f-knight doesn't matter as much. Especially because if he takes here and I take there, then I can go here, skewering his knight to his rook, and he's got to play this after he castles. That seems fine. Get our king to safety. We can take here, we can go here, or here and here. Probably the c file and the d file. The queen's going to patrol the e file. Oh, that was 4 king pieces. Wow, we're just doing terribly today. Just terribly. Wow. Unbelievably bad. Go here, attacking the knight, forcing it to go somewhere else, which I guess might be here. But that we're kind of okay with, actually. We can go here and or here. Let's start with queen e2. Man, we're just doing awfully. Awfully. Here, we have to be careful our knight is hanging. Yeah, so probably rook c1 is probably the right move there. Wow, just terribly. That's okay. Let's calm down. Let's take a sip of a drink. Let's get back into it. Because, like, we're down a light square bishop, but, like, so is he, kind of. Wow, just terrible. Was e5 too soon? It felt like the right thing to keep our opponent's king in the middle of the board, but perhaps we shouldn't have hoped for that. Okay. Now we can go here, and this isn't hanging anymore, which is nice. If he goes back, so now he's actually also undefended this square, which is nice. So we go here, he moves his knight somewhere. He can go there, so he can go here. If we do that, then he takes this knight. I'm tempted to play rook fe1, and the reason is we have the opportunity to take here, pawn takes and take there, but the queen is defending there. This knight is just super annoyingly placed. Yeah, if we go here, takes, I mean, even queen takes. Start with rook ac1, then we can push here. This knight is still defending here, so it doesn't matter. Man, I feel like I'm playing terribly, but our opponent's also playing well. We should give him some credit. But yeah, I'm just not using my time effectively. Not thinking well. It's okay. Let's calm down. Got another game today. We're still 4 out of 7. Even if we lose both today, we're still 4 out of 8. Perfectly in the middle. It's hard to play consistently day after day. This week's probably just a little rough for us. This game isn't over yet as well. We still have some really active pieces. This bishop still sucks. This knight's a little precarious. If the queen moves, we have tactics against here. We're defending this pawn laterally with our queen. We still want to get in here, or get in here, or get in here. But we can always start by just playing b3. After which point we can trade and get this knight in there, and then we can start to attack along the king side. So our opponent wants our bishop there. So if I go here, then where can the knight can't go back there. Is the knight going to go to a3? Here, knight a3, and then here. And if you take the time to castle at some point, I'm still going to have this skewer. Yep, knight a3. That's the most tempting move. I'd like to get this rook involved. Unfortunately, I can't take this pawn yet. But the time will come. This might be coming. That's okay. Where is this knight going to go? Oh, if this goes here, we can potentially sacrifice. In fact, with that in mind, we might want to go here. Yeah. Rook e1, knight b5, knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes his mate, so can't do. Rook e1 castles, and then I can play here skewering. Yeah, let's play rook fe1. What, are you going to castle queenside? Color me unimpressed by that. I think we can just go here. Which is still fine. Queen's not trapped, but it's pretty goddamn close. If I go here, then I'm still okay. Yeah, I can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. Here, and I've still got two defenders there. And then, yeah, you still can't go there, that's fine. Yeah, we just back up, no problem. And at some point we might even be playing g4. We're playing from behind, so we have to keep playing with initiative. Oh, and this pawn just truly is hanging now. Yeah, I guess you could castle, but then we get to go somewhere like here. Or here. I can't go there, the knight takes. This position's still very complicated. And fun. And this pawn's hanging because even if we trade here, you can't take until you get out of the way. And if our opponent does castle, well, then we gotta come up with a new plan. Probably something like this, but probably g4 first. Okay, so now this works. Takes, takes, takes. Castles. Now once it's a pawn, we're down so much material though. So here's an idea. Takes, takes, knight check, king moves, take the queen. So we've taken a knight, he's taken a queen, we moved our knight, he's moved his king. Yeah. Here, here. Oh, we can even do this, actually. We're still threatening stuff, so I think taking here is the right move. Queen takes, no problem. Could play queen here, but like, meh. Okay. My first temptation is just to play rook here. g4 is also attractive. So then he'll have to move back. He has to go back here before we play g4. The other thing we can do is we can just go queen here. Oh, can we take this pawn? You guys. I think we can take that pawn. And then things get awkward for our opponent. We're threatening the rook. Yeah, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. Taking this pawn, this is pinned. If you castle, at least we want a pawn back. I think I'm taking that pawn. Slick. Now our opponent can obviously take this pawn, but they could have taken that pawn like a bunch of different times, right? Oh no. Us taking here allows them to take there, but they can't because their bishop's hanging. That's okay. We blundered. Maybe they'll blunder. I think our best move here is probably just a castle, right? Okay, so can't retreat here. Could retreat there. Yeah, could go here. Bishop moves like this don't work anymore. Not quite. Here loses a pawn. Takes, takes, takes. Yeah, can't go there. Yeah, could go here. Could go there. It honestly seems like it might be better. Yeah, let's keep playing offense. We can always come back here if we need to. This doesn't work. We can go here if we need to. Oh. Yeah, I thought castles was the best move there, but rook d8 does the job. What we should consider is if we go here, one's bishop can basically only go there. So if we can protect that square, which we sort of can with tactics, then we go here. Takes and takes threatens the rook. Yeah, I think actually a4 on our next move seems very attractive. So a4, I guess my opponent could go there. This will make it difficult for our opponent to move forward, especially if we then go something like knight g5 here. Gives my opponent a free tempo on my queen. Going here would hang the rook, except that this knight is doing good job. Going here. That doesn't do very much. Going here. This is f6, so then we can play here. Takes, takes. Knight takes, damn. g4. Does g4 still work? g4 almost. No, g4 just does work. He has to go here. His rook moves. His rook takes. And then I think I can go here. Yeah. Let's play g4. Also prevents me from getting back rank mated, which is nice. The thing that it does, though, is it does under-defend this rook. So we'll have to be careful about that. Yeah, he might go there. That's like the only reasonable square that I can see. I guess he can go here. Then takes and takes. Yeah, the nice thing is this is going to allow me to play h4 at some point. I'm going for blood. It's the only shot I got, right? Down a piece. Got to keep playing. Don't really want to induce trades. If we see here, we might go there or here. Probably here, though. Yeah. So does that like actually threaten anything? It threatens to go here, winning this rook. Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't move the rook and move the knight at the same time, so I think we do have to play here. You can go here, force a bishop trade, and then just beat down a bishop. Oh, here, win a pawn. Bishop here takes. Bishop here, I guess, is the only other legal move that makes any sense. My bishop is hanging. So I go here, takes, takes, takes the check. I can't go here. Okay. So bishop here, bishop takes, rook takes check, king f1, rook somewhere here, threatens the bishop. If the bishop moves, I can go here. Actually, if the bishop moves, I can take, bishop takes, rook takes. And then at least I've got a 2-on-1 on the queen side. I am down a lot of material there. Let's go here. Could see rook takes first, but that would be fine. Still play king f1. Oh, man. Rook takes. Here. Oh, I can't go king f1. I gotta go king h1. Oh, and that... Not so bad, actually, but still. Honestly, if I can get my rook there and there, which obviously I can't, but if I can get my rook... Actually, I can go here. Oh, and I still have this. Yes. Wonderful. Do have to be really careful about this diagonal, though. Yeah, if I can get this in and a free move, then I can take. Takes. Check here. Check. Okay. So rook takes. Bishop takes. Rook takes. Oh, so check. So I do have to play... I can play rook takes. Queen takes. I probably have to play queen takes, be down in exchange. Yeah, if I go here, here. Yeah, I forgot that this was coming with check. Damn. Okay, rook takes, queen takes. This is mate, so I have to find some way to defend mate then, which is probably just to come back. So I'm ambivalent. I'll take with the queen. Take here, and I'm just down a rook. Yep. Go here. Still defending the back rank. Defending here. Also do this if I want. Yeah, let's do this. Let's attack the rook. See if we can sneak ourselves in somehow. Oh, just a bad showing. That's okay. That's okay. Our opponent is bigger, stronger. So, what did we expect, really? Forcing a queen trade. Brutal. Well then. Takes. We can get our 2-on-1 on the queen side. Man, what garbage. That's okay. That's okay. Good to get the nice warm-up game in, you know? Just warm yourself up, figure it out from there. Plus, I've swindled worse before. Takes. If takes here, I play king g1. Move your rook. I'd like a tempo, please. Yeah, that's fine. Takes. And then I can take here. And then I just have to defend one side of the board at least. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, let's take a look at the analysis board really quickly. Man, what a rough one. Yeah. Apparently we're doing okay here. That's fine. Oh, so we're totally right here. Yeah, B4 is even fine. What am I supposed to do after B4? Yeah, freaking out and being like, oh, I'm losing a piece. So queen takes. We move our bishop back. Queen's got to go somewhere. Get our bishop out. And the king's going to get forked here. So how can he defend this square? He can't. What if he just moves his queen back here? Oh, then I just go in directly, and you just have to go here. So I'm threatening this square and this square. Yeah, we totally played it right, and then from there just slowly got converted on. No big deal there. Yeah. So here already, to be prepared to do something like this. Okay. Yeah, and then we just lose another piece, and then we're done. Okay, all right. Gonna chill out until the next game, which doesn't start for another 20 minutes, so I'll see you guys in that one.
Alright folks, not a ton of instructional value in this one, but let's learn the things that we can. So e4, c5, d4, c takes d4, c3, d takes c3, knight takes c3, the Smith-Morra, and g6, trying to play an accelerated dragon. Sorry, let me turn feedback off real quick. So this already is not the most testing response to the Smith Mora, and it's one that we should readily welcome. We respond correctly, which is knight f3. Pretty much always, like when you can get into this situation, you want to get knights out before bishops. The computer doesn't totally agree, but that doesn't really matter. Bishop g7, and we play... So this is not the way that's recommended to be played. What you want to do according to recommendation is go ahead and get this bishop out to c4. But it is very thematic when you're playing against this bishop g7 to go ahead and play e5. Try and prevent the knight from getting out so that an early castling can't happen. You're down a pawn. You want to keep your opponent's king in the center of the board. So our opponent plays knight c6 and transposes back into like a normal position. And the best thing for me to do here, it turns out bishop f4, which is what I played as the second best move. But the best move here is bishop c4. The bishop really belongs on this diagonal, and if something like e6 happens, this square is like weak forever. However, we don't play bishop c4. We play bishop f4, holding onto our pawn. Turns out we don't really care if that pawn gets taken. Like, that's not time that's going to have been useful for our opponent. Their king is stuck in the middle of the board, and we're about to get castled. Our opponent plays e6. So if we had played bishop c4 and we saw e6 here, then it would be this would be like a totally normal thing. And we correctly respond knight b5. We're already up like I think 1.0 in this position already. And our opponent responds with queen a5, which is bad. And let me show you why it's bad really quickly. So first of all, let's consider the second best move, which is bishop d7. So now the queen has to go somewhere. The queen could go to b6. I mean, the thing that I overlooked in the game is that the knight is defended, which is why I wasn't thinking about doing this. I was like, oh, the queen will take. That's dumb. I recognized that during the game. So if you play bishop d7, the queen has to go somewhere. D8 or b6 are the best places. In particular, you want to prevent this fork from happening, right? If the knight can get to c7, great. So if the queen goes, here, for example, you can just play bishop e3, continue to keep an eye on this here, and then if you see something like takes, this doesn't really matter. You can just go ahead and get castled, and the computer goes back and forth, but this already is a fine position for white. However, the better move here is to play b4. And the reason is, if the queen goes back to d8 or something, then you can play this check. The king has to go to f8, and you've already like totally ruined the castling. So why is that different than when you played here? So if the queen goes back, I suppose you still could play this check. It's not clear to me why that's not the best move. King f8. This still seems good. Anyways, putting our knight on the square was great, and just not recognizing that we needed to do, like, this knight's defended, so we should just do anything that blocks this check and then move on with our life. Even playing queen d2 here would probably be, like, sort of okay, because, again, we're threatening this fork. So our opponent has to do something to defend this square, which they can't really? I suppose they can play bishop takes here, but if they just play knight takes, then we can get this fork in. So the best moves here are king f8 and king e7, or rook b8. All of which are different levels of bad for different reasons. Anyways, at this point, just complete mental lapse. We play knight c3, and now our opponent is doing well. So knight ge7, bishop c4, knight takes e5, and again, we should play knight takes or bishop takes, either one, or even bishop e2 is fine. Sorry, bishop e2 is fine. Just sort of saving this piece, and we don't mind recapturing. But I just totally whiff again, and I castle. And now I'm down a piece. So we can sort of fly through the rest of the game really quickly. Queen e2, trying to set up a pin here. Rook c1, trying to generate threats against this knight. b3, trying to get the knight to move. If we can get this square to get blocked, then we'll be able to take here. Again, now we're preparing, if a nothing move gets made, takes, and if the queen weren't defending here, then takes and takes here, obviously. So that's what we're trying to prep ourselves for. Bishop a6. So now we're letting our queen get kicked around. Knight b5, and so now we have a couple of opportunities. One thing that I could have considered is playing knight takes here, and if queen takes, we can play bishop takes here, and this can't happen. So like that would have been fine. We ended up taking the other direction, where if we see queen takes queen, then we can play this check. Totally equal. So this was a good trap to set. We go here. Yeah, knight takes. Yeah, and this is defended, so the rook's going to have to move, and so we sort of have won our piece back, which would have been great. But our opponent takes back with the bishop, which is correct. You know, our best move here is apparently b4. But we go ahead and take this pawn because this pin is still here, and from here it's mostly a futile effort of trying to generate some play, but there's not a lot that we can do, right? We push g4 so the knight's to move somewhere, the knight moves to the most reasonable square, and we're forced to trade it, because if we don't, problems occur because this knight's no longer defended, right? So even if we try and go somewhere like here, what was the concern in this position? Oh, even just simple stuff like this. Yeah, so again, we're in a position where we have to do a lot of trading, which is not really what we want. And again, our opponent plays something that forces us to trade. And so from this point, I mean, we're down an entire rook. There's not a whole lot that can be done here. So just a complete and total mental lapse on my part. I suppose I could have made this game last one move longer if instead of playing rook c7, I played rook b8, because then everyone has to take and then come back over. So we could do something like this. But, you know, that doesn't really matter. All in all, if we go take a look at the game score, the computer doesn't hate me as much as I feel upset about the game. 74.8. But again, if you lose a couple of pieces in the early game, and again, I think the two critical mistakes in this game are when this check happens, we don't play b4, and we also don't just leave the knight there. Like, we could have even played bishop d2 and it would have been fine. And we just freaked out and we're like, our knight's attacked. No, you have a bishop. That's what the bishop is for. Oh, sorry, folks. It's super late. And then also in this position, just not really realizing that our bishop is totally hanging. Luckily, this is something that's covered in chapter 6 of Mark Esserman's book. So I've gone back as a result of this game and studied a little bit more, and hopefully I'll be better prepared next time, remembering that in this opening, when we get to these positions, e5 is fine. The other move here is bishop c4, and then were we to see what our opponent played next, which is knight c6, then we can play e5, and we're okay here. There's still a lot more to be figured out here, but it's going to be hard for our opponent to expand meaningfully in the center. In particular, moving this d-pawn is incredibly difficult for them. Something like this is just terrible. I mean, obviously, this leaves the king wide open. Something like knight b5 is not threatening to come with a fork, so d5 really just gives the pawn away. Oh, and it even wants to play. Why doesn't it want to do something like this? This all seems wild. Queenside castles, jeez. Anyways, yeah, in this position, if we see something like this, e5 and bishop c4 is correct. Playing bishop f4 is, it's not what you want. You're not worried about material. You're worried about just getting your pieces to the right squares in the opening. So I'll remember that next time. Okay, it's super duper late. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it here. See you guys in the next one.